The reason you crossed paths is about to become clear. Welcome, Libras, to Inside This Love Chapter 2. So, this reading is timeless and it can guide you through any kind of relationship, from a love long past to someone you have shared a decade with or someone new. So, please take what resonates and leave what does not. But let's begin. Please, before starting and meanwhile I'm shuffling the card, please take a moment to read the pinned comment. It will guide you in connecting to the energy we're exploring today. Okay, it will only take you a few moments to read that. But now we are going to see the blueprint of why the two of you met. Okay, so let's have a look now. I'm sorry about the shuffling, but I need to finish it. And here we go. Anxiety. Exactly the same card that came out for Virgo. Have you got Virgo in your chart, Sun, Moon, or Rising? Yes. There is something in connection with Virgo. Were you born on the cusp between Virgo and Libra? Do you have loads of planets in Virgo yourself? So, a stellium, more than 3 planets in the sign of Virgo. But that doesn't really matter. If you have, please go and listen to that reading as well, okay? So the blueprint really, here I'm feeling it a bit differently than I felt for Virgo. What I'm sensing for here, Libra, instead, is that when you met this person, doesn't matter which kind of relationship you had with this person, could have been a new person or anything, okay? Here it's like as if as soon as you met this person, there was something that made you nervous. It was like as if you sensed that, okay, I'm trying to put it into words what I'm feeling. A feeling of, I know you, I have met you before, even though I don't know who you are. You know that, and that created that sensation of anxiety. Also, the feeling that when you met them, you felt immediately very, very connected to them, very attracted to them at every level. And that created anxiety because it's something that you never felt before, not to that point, not to that depth. So as I said, it's a different kind of anxiety that I'm sensing here compared to Virgo. But again, if you enter in those categories that I mentioned before with the connection yourself of the Virgo sign, please go and listen to that as well, because the two of them together can create a deeper reading. Okay, so now we start. The first question is, what was the deeper reason your paths crossed? So we saw here the blueprint, but now we go very deep and see the deeper reason. Okay, and here we've got the moon card. The moon card really very much sends an echo, because as you know, the moon doesn't have any light, doesn't emanate any light of itself, but we can see it because it reflects the sun light. Okay, so we see her because it's like a mirror. It brings back to us the light of the sun. And again, here there is an echo of a past love. You know, the first card coming out like that, and what I sensed before, again, this is a past life relationship, and the anxiety that you felt is because you recognize this person. For some of you, it would have been a logical thought, like to say, oh my God, I know this person. For others of you, it would have been instead this feeling of being drawn towards them so deep, you might have not immediately or even now thought about a past life connection, but nevertheless, it's an echo, okay, coming back to you through this person. Okay? What part of you was this connection meant to awaken? And here we've got the Eight of Swords. Again, that loop. The Eight of Swords is that loop of thinking over and over and over again. But if we elevate it to a cosmic level, to the infinite sign, that is a loop again. Okay? But at the center, they meet. Okay? And again, so what did this connection was meant to awaken you? That feeling of connection with this person again. So you met, and the reason why you met is to bring your awareness, your feelings, your soul, your mind, everything to be so attracted to them again. This is a relationship that needs to, but it's back to solve something that wasn't resolved before. Now, what lesson arrived with this meeting? Let's have a look now. And here we've got the wheel, the time, Saturn, the timing, the Lord of Time. Again, we are talking about time through eternity. The lesson is that what is not completed, when I say resolved before, some people think, oh my God, the karma, what happened between myself and this person, now we will have to go through hell. No. Sometimes there isn't only first of all, karma is not always bad, okay? But let's leave that aside. But sometimes here, it's just to close the circle. Maybe the two of you don't have so much left to clear out. You could have cleared it out in the previous life, but for some reason, it didn't come to completion in the way that it should be, okay? And here we go with the wheel. Now, this is going to be very interesting with this particular question because of the dynamic of your connection, okay? What unresolved pattern did the two of you activate together? And here we've got the Tower, a breakup that happened. Now, when I say a breakup, it could have been a breakup when you were together in a previous life, or for whatever reason, the breakup of the connection because one of the two of you departed before the other, or before the circle closed, before the connection came to a complete circle, union, What growth was initiated by this encounter? And here we've got the Knight of Wands. Starting again to come towards one another. This person started to come towards you with passion again, with fire, igniting again the life into this relationship, into this connection that because of, being from a past life needed to be brought up again and needed to be reworked. And there is passion in this in this connection. What timing factor mattered in your meeting? And here we've got the King of Wands. I think that the timing factor mattered here when you felt this person very strongly. Now, you could be a male and this person could be a female, the other opposite, two male, two female, it doesn't matter. So don't look at the gender of the card and the word king. Okay, this is the energy. So the timing factor mattered in your meeting when you met this person and you felt that fire within yourself. You felt that passion, that maybe it wasn't carnal passion at the start, but that drawing, the fire, when you look even at a candle or when you look at a bonfire, it becomes hypnotizing. And that is exactly what happened. Okay? Now, what purpose does this love serve in your life story? And here we've got the Queen of Swords. To make you understand how things work, even behind the veil, where there is a lot more in the unseen world than in the seen world where we are. Also, to bring to completion this this union, because the Queen of Swords also is ready to let go only when things are completed. And that doesn't mean that you're going to be staying with this person for a little while and within this lifetime you're going to break up. It might happen for some of you if the relationship has finished its course. But it could be that this Queen of Swords will become activated when one of the two of you it's their time, to go to the other plane, but at the same time, you could be together for the rest of your life in this lifetime. Okay, what a beautiful reading, Libra. It was beautiful, the Virgo one, in a completely different way, even though starting from the same energy here. And your one is really, really beautiful. So this chapter ends, but remember that love's journey continues. I feel that what needed to surface has surfaced, so please return anytime your heart seeks clarity. And if this chapter spoke to you, please remember that there are, I should say, other series on the channel you might enjoy, and each one of them explore love in its own way. Also, if you would like a private reading with me where we can go deep and look at your own personal situation, the link is in the description box below. And please like, share, and subscribe, of course. And remember, stay curious. There is always more to discover. Bye bye.